Welcome to Box Recaps. Today I'm going to explain the movie Circle Line, released in the year 2023. The movie begins, and it's 2003. We see a father enter the room of his son, where the son is looking at his pet lizard. He tells his father that they need a bigger tank, as the one containing the lizard is small. The father tells his son that he will get a bigger tank for him. We can clearly see that the kid is sick, as he drags an oxygen cylinder with him out of the room. Then we see some construction men working in a tunnel. A man comes and stops their work. The supervisor argues with him that they're almost done with the work, but they're asked to leave the site, and the site is left abandoned. Then we see Ling, who is sitting on her bed. She looks really depressed. She gets her son ready for school, and they both leave the house. Now we see Janice, who's playing basketball in her gym class, as the coaches observe her. After the game, she gets a call from her father, and he asks her if she got on the basketball team. She tells him that she did not. Her father tells her that she can always try next year. Janice tells him that she will graduate this year and cuts the call. Ling is now seen traveling on a train. She's thinking about something, and she remembers an accident. The train suddenly stopped due to some technical issue. Bo-Sang is seen talking on the phone with his superior. She tells him that the board meeting happened and the issues with the train were discussed in it. She then tells him to get the issue fixed as soon as possible. Bo-Sang gets into a meeting with his employees and asks them about the problem. He then asks Hang for his suggestions. Hang says that their system is automated, and that is the problem. They have to renew their system as the train frequencies have increased. Hang suggests that the maintenance budget has to be increased, but that is not possible as the new line is being launched. Everyone agrees with Hang, and Bo-Sang says that he has to think about it. Ling finishes her work and goes to her mother's house to pick up her son Lucas. As they're about to leave, Ling's mother gives her a brochure and tells her that Lucas has been weird since the accident, and she should get professional help, but she refuses and they leave. Ling and Lucas take the train on their way home. Janice is also on the same train. A mouse is walking upon a pipe in the subway, but it suddenly gets attacked by a huge creature, which damages the pipe. This results in another breakdown, but this time the train changes its track and starts to move faster. The passengers get really worried, as the train does not stop at one of its stops. The control room of the trains notices something irregular with the train, as they have lost its signal. The train hits multiple barricades, which causes a commotion among the passengers. The train hits a metal barricade, and eventually it stops. Hang is also in the control room, and everyone is really confused about the situation. Some of the passengers get injured, and Janice immediately gets the first aid kit from underneath the seat and goes to help the injured passengers. Hang orders the trains to be stopped and asks to send a team on the ground will locate the train. Ling leaves Lucas on his own and goes to help the other injured passengers. Janice comes over to Ling and tells her that all the injured passengers are taken care of. Ling asks her to sit down and rest. Janice says that the control must be aware of the incident and help must be on its way. The ground team is looking for the train, but is unable to locate the location of the train. One of the passengers is fat. He's complaining about everything, while another passenger takes a fire extinguisher and tries to break the glass of the train's door. He fails, and the fat passenger tells him that he is just not smart enough to do anything. As they get into an argument, Janice opens the door using an emergency button. The fat passenger asks Janice why she did not open the door before. She tells him that she was not feeling hot before. The fat passenger gets off the train and tells the others that he needs some air. Back in the control room, everyone is still confused as to what has happened. The train is nowhere to be found, and they've already checked 4 lanes. Hang asks for the construction map of the subways, as he thinks that the train must have been diverted onto one of the closed lanes. He then gets into an argument with a worker who thinks that they should inform the authorities, but Hang asks him to wait. After discussing all the possibilities with the other worker, Hang calls Bo-Sang and informs him about the situation. Meanwhile, the fat passenger starts to walk away from the train and into the tunnel using his mobile's flashlight. Suddenly, something huge comes running towards him. Bo-Sang comes into the control room, and the entire situation is put in front of him. They explain to him that the train system runs in such a manner that if there's some issue with the lane the train is on, the system automatically changes its route and takes it on another route. The train stops at the next train station or any dead end. They then tell him that the ground team is searching for the train, but they have no clue where the train could be. The ground team goes on a closed lane. They have never been on this lane and had no idea if it existed before. Back on the train, Janice asks Ling if she seems to be trained in first aid. Ling tells her that she used to be a nurse. She then asks Janice if she is still in school, and she tells her that she's in junior college. As Janice and Ling talk with each other, Lucas looks at the dark train track and notices something. It is the fat passenger running back to the train, and he's also injured. He gets back on the train and tells the others to close the train's door. Ling tells Janice to get the first aid kit, and she starts to treat his wound. In the control room, Bo-Sang tells the team about an old track that was abandoned 20 years ago and has been that way ever since. Back at the train, the fat man tells the rest of the passengers that they should not open the door as there's something outside. Then suddenly the lizard-like creature breaks the window and grabs the fat man. Everyone freezes in shock as they cannot believe what just happened. The creature then comes inside the train from the broken window. Everyone is scared as they have never seen such a creature. The creature patiently walks onto the train and looks at all the people. One of the passengers hits it with a fire extinguisher and the creature gets mad. It runs towards the passengers, and as they get trapped on one end of the train, the creature kills them all. Janice, Ling, Lucas, and another passenger, Anam, manage to get off the train and run away into the dark track. Back in the control room, Bo-Sang asks Heng what is the protocol for this situation. Heng tells him that there is no protocol, as this has never happened before. At this moment, Bo-Sang sees on a station's CCTV that his daughter, Janice, was also on the train. He tried to call her number, but her phone is out of coverage. Bo-Sang tells the team that he does not care about the multi-million-dollar train. He has to get the passengers out safely. He calls his higher authorities for help, but they refuse to send a rescue team without knowing what went wrong with the train. After running for a while, the 4 passengers get tired and stop to rest. Ling and Anam get to talk to each other, and Ling tells him that they were in an accident. She was driving and she hit a barricade. The car flipped 3 times and she lost her husband in the accident. She thinks that she and Lucas are lucky to survive the accident. Anam tells her that he sympathizes with her situation, as it must have been really hard for her to raise Lucas all alone by herself. Bo-Sang feels helpless and decides to take things into his own hands. He takes the construction map and leaves the office. As Anam and Ling talk, Anam notices something and looks up. As he puts the light up, he sees that the creature is just above him. The creature roars and jumps upon him. Janice runs towards the creature and hits it. Anam shouts at Ling and tells her to run. The creature hits Janice, and as it is about to kill her, Anam hits it really hard. The creature grabs him in its mouth and throws him far away. The creature then turns towards Janice, and as it is about to attack her, Bo-Sang reaches there and hits it with an axe. The creature is injured now, and it runs in the same direction Ling and Lucas were running. The creature approaches Lucas and Ling. Ling falls to the ground, and the creature puts its foot upon her. When the creature looks at Lucas, it remembers the small boy that had the creature as a pet. So it grabs Lucas in its mouth and runs away. Ling runs after it. As Janice sees this, she wants to go with Ling, but she's stopped by Bo-Sang. He tells her that she has to come back up with her so that they can get a proper rescue team for help. Janice takes his wireless set, but there are no signals there. Bo-Sang tells her that he wants to help, but the only way they will get help is by going back up and bringing a rescue team. He then asks Janice why she tried to fight the creature, as she is the only child he has. What would he have done if he lost her? She tells him that he was just doing this as it was his job, but he was not there when the other people on the train died. As they get up, Bo-Sang has a change of heart, and he closes the door as Janice gets through, and he goes to help Ling. Janice uses the wireless set to get in touch with the control room and tells them the entire situation. They immediately requested a rescue team from their superiors. Ling is still going after the creature, and she sees some generators. She finds a key and turns the generator on. She sees that she has reached a dead end, but there's a small hole in the side. She goes inside the hole, which leads to the sewerage system. There she sees creatures similar to the one that took Lucas away, but very small in size. As she looks around, she hears Lucas screaming, "Mom!" She follows the voice and finds Lucas. She asks him to come down to her. Lucas is very scared and hesitant to come down to her. Eventually he comes down, and both of them are very happy to be together again. Ling checks Lucas to see if he's injured in any way, but he tells her that he's fine. Ling is glad to have found Lucas unharmed, and she hugs him. They leave the sewerage, and as they exit the hole, Ling sees the creature coming towards them. They hide behind a barricade as the creature goes towards the sewerage. As they're about to leave, the creature detects them. Ling sees an old car and starts to move toward it slowly. Lucas gets in the car and tries to start it with a screwdriver. Ling gets angry and shouts at the creature that nothing can take my son away from me. The creature attacks her, but she dodges. The creature hits her and she falls. Her foot gets stuck under an oil tanker. The creature runs towards her, but hits its head and falls to the ground. Lucas gets out of the car, and the creature gets up and goes after him. Ling manages to get her foot free. The oil from the oil tanker starts to leak, and it starts to flow down toward the sewers. Lucas hides inside the car, and the creature tries to get him. Ling grabs a lamppost and sneaks toward the creature quietly. She hits the creature with it, and the lights fall from it. The wires are naked now and are sparking. The creature looks at the sparks and stops for a while. Ling tells the creature that it is not a good mother, as it is unable to save its kids. Then she throws the sparking lamppost upon the dripping oil, which causes a huge fire in the sewerage. The creature gets really angry and roars out loud before running into the fire to save its children. Ling stands there and looks at the fire, wondering if the creature will come back or not. Lucas shouts out, "Mom!" and gets out of the car. Ling tells him to not come out of the car and gets in the car with him and hugs him. The entire tunnel starts to collapse. They both sit in the car and cry. The fire causes the oil tank to explode. Due to the explosion, the car flips sideways and Ling and Lucas faint. The car is covered by stones and rubble as the tunnel is also collapsing. The rescue team eventually gets to the end of the tunnel and discovers Ling and Lucas inside the car. They take them out of the tunnel and into the hospital. The next scene takes us 3 weeks ahead. We see Heng as he meets one of his coworkers. The coworker asks him if he had heard about the survivors. Heng tells him that the whole thing is classified, and they have labeled the incident as a gas leak. Janice also walks past them with a few officials. As she walks past them, they both stand. In the end, we see the creature lying dead inside the tunnels. Subscribe for more videos like this. Turn on the notification and leave a like to help the channel out. Thank you for watching.